Hello, everyone, and welcome to my CSU channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Savannah Chrisley shares guilt over parental visitation. Reality star Savannah Chrisley is sharing her immense guilt over parental visitation. Currently, her father and mother, Todd and Julie Chrisley, are serving sentences in different prisons. Unfortunately, she is not seeing them as much as she would like. Now, Savannah is opening up about her feelings regarding the situation. Keep reading for more details on what the podcaster had to say. Savannah Chrisley shares guilt over parental visitation. It has been almost a year and a half since Todd and Julie Chrisley had to report to their respective prisons. At the time, Todd's sentence was 12 years, whereas Julie's was 7. He ended up in Pensacola, Florida, while she was in Kentucky. As for Savannah Chrisley, she was the one who became responsible for the youngest children, Chloe and Grayson. She also was working in real estate and had her podcast, Unlocked, while fiercely fighting for her parents' freedom. Nanny Faye Chrisley shared she was going to be with Todd on Thanksgiving as she had friends in Florida. Therefore, he would not be alone, and she would not miss her son. Now, Savannah is opening up about how guilty she feels not seeing her parents more. According to People, she spoke candidly on the Tuesday, May 28th episode of Unlocked. Savannah's biggest problem is hiding her emotions when she needs to learn how to work through them. More so, she needs to know it is okay to keep moving on with her life. She also used to go see her parents every single weekend when they first left, which has since changed. There's more in Savannah Chrisley's life that she has been struggling to come to terms with. When Todd and Julie went away, it seemed that she was going to wait for their release to have a family. Now, she is starting to rethink that. Mama, Savannah. Savannah Chrisley admits that she is thinking about starting her own family. However, that is a hard thing to do when her parents are locked up. Luckily, she does have the love of Chloe and Grayson, who have taught her motherhood when she was not anticipating it. She even shared how Chloe gave her a note on Mother's Day 2024 saying she knows that the two of them were not expected. Yet, Savannah is doing a great job nonetheless. That must be amazing for the 26-year-old to see if she was ever questioning how she is doing as a mom. Or if she could be a mother. Savannah Chrisley's life, once a brightly lit stage under the glare of reality television, has been irrevocably reshaped by the incarceration of her parents, Todd and Julie Chrisley. Following their conviction and subsequent prison sentences for tax and bank fraud, the young reality star was thrust into an unexpected role, the head of her fractured family, becoming the primary guardian for her younger brother, Grayson, and her niece, Chloe. This profound shift has brought with it an emotional weight that few her age could bear, culminating in a palpable, consuming sense of guilt over the very act of living her own life, a guilt she has openly shared, particularly regarding the frequency of her parental visitations. The weight of absence, grieving the living. On her podcast, Unlocked, Savannah has offered raw, unfiltered glimpses into her emotional turmoil, revealing a psychological landscape dominated by the absence of her parents. She eloquently described her struggle as learning to grieve the loss of people who are still alive. This phrase captures the unique and cruel nature of her situation. Her parents are not gone, but they are inaccessible, existing behind walls and bars in separate federal facilities, Todd in Florida and Julie in Kentucky. This physical separation, coupled with the daily responsibility of raising her siblings, has created a constant, aching duality in her life. The initial shock of their imprisonment led Savannah to commit to visiting her parents almost every weekend during the first year. This dedication, born of loyalty and heartbreak, was a grueling schedule involving long, emotional drives to two different states. It was a self-imposed penance, a way to maintain the connection that the legal system had tried to sever. As time has passed, however, the relentless pace proved unsustainable alongside her new parental and professional duties. The inevitable trade-off, twice a month. Savannah has since had to scale back the visits to roughly twice a month. While this adjustment is necessary for her to manage her responsibilities, which include running a household, focusing on her career, and providing emotional stability for Chloe and Grayson, it has become the source of her most profound guilt. We go twice a month now, and there's definitely some guilt associated with it because you're like, nah, I shouldn't be moving on with my life. I need to be there. I need to be seeing them. This quote perfectly encapsulates her internal conflict. The guilt is not just about the number of visits, it's about the perceived sin of moving on. To her, establishing a routine, pursuing her romantic relationship with Beau Robert Shiver, or even contemplating major life milestones like marriage and children, feels like a betrayal. It is a tacit acceptance of the new normal, a step forward that feels like a step away from her incarcerated parents. She wrestles with an impossible desire to please everyone, particularly her parents, while simultaneously needing to build a future for herself and her young family. The impact on personal life and mental health. Savannah's shared journey has shed light on the pervasive emotional and psychological toll such a family crisis takes. She has spoken openly about going to therapy to address the trauma and a pattern of codependency, particularly in her male relationships, including with her father. The stress before a visit is immense, characterized by waves of anxiety, grief, sadness, happiness, and sleepless nights. These intense emotions highlight that each visit, though a source of fleeting happiness from seeing her loved ones, is also a wrenching reminder of their circumstances, and the subsequent goodbye is agonizing. Her responsibilities extend beyond the emotional. She is now the financial provider, juggling her podcast, real estate, and social media influencing to cover living expenses and the ongoing legal fees for her parents' appeal. This relentless hustle only exacerbates the feeling that she must work harder to justify any moment of personal reprieve or progress. A quest for balance and advocacy. Savannah's public struggle is more than just a personal narrative. It has fueled her passionate advocacy for prison reform. Her experiences visiting her parents have exposed her to what she describes as inhumane prison conditions, from extreme heat with no air conditioning to a perceived lack of rehabilitation and adequate care. By sharing her parents' and fellow inmate struggles, she channels her pain and frustration into a mission for broader systemic change, giving a purpose to the suffering she and her family are enduring. Ultimately, Savannah Chrisley's story of visitation guilt is a powerful illustration of the impossible position a loved one is placed in when a family member is incarcerated. It's a continuous, arduous negotiation between unwavering loyalty to those behind bars and the inescapable human need for personal growth, happiness, and forward momentum.